Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. Hello everyone, I'm Gail, and today we'll talk about the man behind this quote and who is behind the success of Microsoft, Bill Gates. And here are the salient points that will be given emphasis in this presentation. First, the CEO's brief background. Then we'll talk about Gates' most recent company. Next, Gates' major successes and failures. Fourth, the workers' job satisfaction. Fifth, feedback of customers. Sixth, some of my recommendations. And finally, the last 4 slides will contain my information and image sources. And now about Gates' personal life. This successful businessman's full name is William Henry Gates III. He was born in Seattle, Washington on October 28, 1955. Bill Gates grew up in an upper middle class family with his 2 sisters, Christine and Libby. Their father, William Gates Sr., was an attorney, and their mother, Mary Maxwell, was a school teacher. Bill Gates was married to Melinda French Gates in 1994 on the Hawaiian island of Lanai. They had 3 children, Jennifer Catherine, Rory John, and Phoebe Adele. Gates' career was focused on Microsoft, the company he co-founded with his friend Paul Allen. And then later on in his life, he created an American private foundation with his wife Melinda. This non-profit organization is geared towards fighting poverty, disease, and inequity around the world. At 12 years old, he first used computer at Lakeside School where he was studying. While attending the school outside Seattle, 12-year-old Gates met the 14-year-old Paul Allen and began programming with his newfound friend. In 1973, he entered Harvard University. 2 years after, in June 1975, Allen and Gates both dropped out of college and founded a company with the intention of designing software for the new wave of personal computers. The following year, they changed the company name to Microsoft. And from then on, they never stopped innovating. In 1985, Windows 1 was launched. A decade after, Windows 95 was introduced to the public. A shift occurred in the career of Gates beginning year 2000. He and his wife ventured philanthropy and started their very own Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. For this reason, Steve Ballmer, the chief software architect then, assumed the role of being Microsoft's CEO. This newly established foundation completed installing 47,000 computers in a number of libraries in all of 50 states of the United States of America. Gates finally decided to leave his job at Microsoft in 2008, and in 2014, he finally stepped down as chairman. Moving forward, let's talk about the CEO's most recent company. To give you a brief history, IBM Personal Computer was introduced in 1981. This was when Microsoft supplied the machine's operating system called MS-DOS, which stands for Microsoft Disk Operating System. And as you can see in the picture, history of Microsoft Office, they never stopped updating and upgrading their system. From the US, Microsoft reached Vietnam. In 1992, Microsoft started operating in the Southeast Asian country, Vietnam. In 2005, Microsoft and FPT signed an enterprise agreement related to digital transformation, particularly cloud deployment, on January 20. The agreement tightens the long-term and sustainable strategic partnership that has been lasting for almost 20 years between the two leading IT corporations. As shown in this graph about the operating system market share in Vietnam as of January 2021 from StatCounter, Windows operating system developed by Microsoft Corporation clearly has the upper hand in the market. Part of the success of Microsoft found its roots from its qualified and passionate employees. Pham Thay Trung, General Manager of Microsoft Vietnam, is not only experienced and qualified, but also is able to project the company's values and ideals. No wonder he did really well in making Microsoft flourish all over this country. It is indeed important to hire the right people for your business, no matter what kind of work you do. Bill Gates also suffered as dramatic a fall as any businessman could, as he mentions his major failures in terms of the industry he is into. Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates said his greatest mistake ever was not creating the world's leading search engine and let Google do it instead. And in addition, he was regretful that he allowed Google to develop Android and not created a successful smartphone operating system himself. When Apple was on its verge of bankruptcy in 1997, Gates invested a whopping 150 million US dollars in Apple. Bill Gates literally saved Apple from vanishing to ashes, which now has become even bigger than Microsoft. Traf-O-Data was a business partnership that existed in 1970s. The objective was to read the raw data from roadway traffic counters and create reports for traffic engineers. The company had only modest success, but the experience was instrumental in the creation of Microsoft Corporation a few years later. Just because you fail once doesn't mean you're going to fail at everything, as the saying goes. Hence, here are four of Microsoft's biggest success. First, the major release of Windows XP. Second, Microsoft Office. Although competition from Apple's software and Google Apps has risen, nothing has come close to the popularity of Office. Thirdly, Skype. Skype was acquired by Microsoft. From then on, its number of users has gone upwards of 50 million. Skype replaced Windows Live Messenger, and this change was accompanied by growth in sales into billions. Finally, Xbox consoles. Although they were going head-to-head with Sony and Nintendo, Xbox Live is widely considered the most robust online platform, targeting the core gamer demographic. Then they continued to have success with the brand. Amidst all of Gates and his company's success, let's find out what workers have to say about the company. As you can see in the poll of over 7,000 employees, they find that the area on compensation and benefits is satisfying. On the other hand, job security and advancement receive the lowest rate. Now let's take a look at employee reviews in Vietnam and see if there is a difference with the overall feedback of the employees all over the branches in the world. Most employees love the doors of opportunities that Microsoft opened for them. They find Microsoft as a great company to work for. There is a supportive work environment and there is a sense of unity. However, some employees do not approve of some of the middle managers. They feel there's no work-life balance. At this juncture, let's see what the customers will have to say about the company and its services. According to the website Office Suites and Software, revealing Microsoft Office reviews and product details, over 3,000 customers gave their feedback and accorded an overall score of 4.6 to the company's products and services. I randomly chose some of the comments that the survey respondents sent, both positive and negative ones, as you can see on the screen. And I found out that most positive feedback gravitates on the application's compatibility, accessibility, being user-friendly, and security. However, a few of the negative comments were centered on defective products which were not addressed promptly. In consideration of the aforementioned findings, here are some of my recommendations that business owners can consider. I suggest overall service improvement. Firstly, respond to both positive and negative reviews immediately or as promptly as possible. Research shows that enterprises that respond to more than 20% of reviews get 33% more revenue than average enterprises. Second, solve issues before customers take them online. Very true. We have to apologize for a lousy experience and promise to work on it. It will surely go a long way. Third, offer to fix the problem. We have to be as proactive as much as possible. Reinforce our customer service department. Fourth, hire the right people, of course, as mentioned before. And finally, treat others the way you want to be treated. This is Customer Service 101. The following sources have been instrumental to the success of this undertaking. Thanks for your attention. That's all about my comprehensive research on one of the most successful business leaders, Bill Gates. I hope that this presentation has helped you in one way or another. And don't forget that your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning.